Oh dear, right. Press the button to switch to my going live screen, to my live screen, sorry, and nothing worked. Turns out when I've been messing with my computer, I've unplugged one of my USB devices. Good evening, guys. Good night. Good night, guys. Evening, night, one of those. How are we all doing today? So, we're back in Xenogears for what could be the last time. And I suppose I should address the elephant in the room. Yes, I do sound different. I have had a series of audio issues over the intervening days between last stream and now, and I've decided, fuck it, I'm upgrading my audio system and have an entirely new sound setup, including a new headset. So we're a little bit different, but hopefully it should still be pretty good. I've done everything I can to get it as good as possible, so it is the gooderest it can possibly be. I think we need a little bit more volume there. Right. And the other benefit is it's now actually attached to me and not on a boom mic, so I can move around and still be the same volume consistently. Oh dear. Right. So, hi. How are we all doing? I've been busy. I've been so busy, and I don't really know what's happening anymore. But we need to continue. So, what happened last time? Last time we fought God. I remember that. I remember God kicking our ass quite a few times, as you would imagine God to do. And the solution was not to kick God's ass, but to let God kick his own ass. Because, yeah. So we entered into the ship from the opening cutscene, the giant spaceship. It did say a name on the side, and I've completely forgotten what that was. So we will have to remember that as we get through. Worked our way through, fought God, and found out the truth of what happened, that humans were never from this planet, and that we crashed here some 10,000 years ago. So that's fun. It's always fun. Let me just switch that over to my new system. There we go. And there we go. Right. So after doing that, Marguerite and Ellie, Elhaim, have gone back to Nisan to help those affected by the switch that the Gazelle put in place, which has turned a crap ton of humans into welts, so that they can fuse into one giant body for God, which we've stopped. When Faye and the others arrived at the deepest part of Mahanan, I was looking after the newly mutated people of Nisan. People mutating, one after the other. I don't have any volume on this, do it? Why is my volume not increasing? I bound it to that button. Why is it not working? Or is there just no... Have I just maxed out the volume and there's actually nothing here? Config, sound. Yeah, shit, volume is fucking right up there. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to pop that down to 50% so that when we do have some, it doesn't deafen everybody. Like some eternal nightmare that made me wonder just how long we would have to keep on nursing them. Are you okay? You haven't had any rest, have you? I can handle things on my own for a while. Why don't you go out for a walk? Thank you. But I'll be all right. I'd rather keep busy so that I won't worry about things too much. Is that it? Wait a minute. Have we got no audio because I've switched it over? Nope. That should all be in the right place. There we go. Hey, Ellie, what's that? This? Can I see it? Just as I thought. It's the pendant of Nisan. But why do you have it, Ellie? It's Faye's. I'm holding on to it for him. But it feels as if I've always worn it. When you wear that, you look even more like Sophia. Really? What? Flattery won't get you anything, you know. Anyway, we need to hurry up and test the new mutation suppressant assemblers on those other people there. We can't afford to have them change any further. Ah. Ow, my ears, all of a sudden, ow. Knew that was going to be loud, but that was louder than I expected. Oh no. Something has happened to Faye and the others. Overcome by indescribable fear, I decided to ascend to Shavat, which was stationed in the skies above Nisan. Awaiting me there was a transmission from Krelian. He told me that if I wanted to save Faye and the others, I would have to come to Golgoda. Krelian wanted me. In order to save Faye and my other friends, I departed on the last Omnigear, left remaining in Shavat. Oh, that's right, after we killed God, we got ambushed by Graf, Krelian, and May. I remember that. My previous fear of riding in this machine was surmounted by the desires to rescue the people dear to me. Ah, so she's finally got her Omni gear as well now then. Oh, it's the squad. Are you serious about going it alone? Krellin told me to come by myself. I can't afford to break the agreement, so please, stay behind and protect everybody here. But it's a trap. I know. Then why? If I do not go, Faye and them will be executed for sure. Krelian isn't concerned with anybody else but me. So what makes you think he's going to hold his part of the bargain? Do you have any way of knowing that you will be definitely save your friends by doing this? No. Then it's suicide. That might be. But I've made it this far because of Faye and the others. Because they accepted me as their friend. If you go away, what about us? What about all the people who have assembled in Nisan that you leave behind? Everyone's depending on you for their spiritual support. People in Nisan will be fine. They can stand on their own feet without any support from me. This is also true of you all, right? But why do you do so much for him? I don't know. I guess it's a woman's prerogative to be selfish. Perhaps. A woman's prerogative? I'm not a holy woman of any sort. I'm just a regular woman. I get angry, I cry, I laugh. Although at times I resent others, and I know how to love others. Loving whole masses of people at times, and loving just one person the rest of the time. I'm in a sublime bliss when I am embraced by the man that I love. Giving what I have to him and receiving what he gives me, we become one flesh. That is the moment when I am most at peace. It is my prerogative as a woman to simply want to save the man I love. Boss, I am sorry for saying such selfish things. I'll go and do all that I can for my friends, so I want you all to do whatever it is that you can do for our friends here. Well, I better get going. Ooh, May's got a serpent gear. Why have you crucified the mechs? What possible purpose could that serve? Well, go. No! You let you down! That's just cruel! They crucified the mechs. That's a waste of good Omni Gears, that is. Why is Chew there? Why is she large? Just shrink and you'll be out of it. I mean, you might rip a hole in your hands, depending how you're bound up there. Ellie. You idiot, why did you come here? Krelian's after you. Forget about us. Run and save yourself. I came as I was told. I'm the only one you need. They have nothing to do with this, so let Faye and the others go. How gallant you are, Elhaim. It's as if that scene from the past has been brought back to life in the present. So, you came in an Omni Gear. That too is her gear? Allow me to confirm something. I'll consider what kind of treatment your friends will receive on one... I'll consider what kind of treatment your friends will receive on one... I'll consider what kind of... That you... Oh, I pressed all the wrong buttons there. That you first defeat these two men who are with that gear... sorry. That you will first defeat these two men here with that gear you came in. How about it? Forget it, Ellie. He's up to something. Don't accept it. Faye is right. Krelian is not a man of his word. And he always has ulterior motives when he sweet-talks someone. What is more, those men are fighting machines created by Krelian. Their combat skills are immeasurable. They are not opponents you can handle by yourself. Do not take him up on his offer. Escape while you can. My, such harsh criticism. I am not that brutal. So what will it be, Elhaim? Even if you were to try and flee now, it is not likely you would be able to. You see, I have this whole area surrounded by my guards. Wouldn't it be logical to take the choice where you may still stand a chance, no matter how slight it may be? Don't do it, Ellie. Alright then, I'll do what you say. Good. You are indeed precious, my precious little bird. Now, get on with it. Eyes scumbag. It's going to be an actual fight, or is this a scripted one? If it gives Faye and them even the slightest chance of escape, then I will fight. I don't care if it costs me my life. That's too fast. The hell is that thing? Oh, that's that thing we saw earlier where it was really polite. I remember that. Unmatched, even in my Omni gear. But I can't just... No, not like this. Go Giga Form. Do it. I can't lose. Why would you do that? I must somehow stop its movements. Oh, now's my chance. Well, that's new. Did I do it? Nope. How could that... I thought it had some sort of effect. Girl, that hurt. I'll get you back. It was wrong of you to underestimate our power. Crazy legs. I mean, I'm no expert on combat, but I feel like if you just stand there and take it, you're probably not going to win. I'm getting no results. Can't be helped, Mugwort. It's about time to finish the job. Downed yet? It's to be expected. Multiple fractures, major blood loss. I wouldn't be surprised if the cockpit is a sea of blood. At worst, death. Yeah, that's pretty much always the worst. What the? There's no way you could stand after taking that much damage. Yeah, now she's gone fucking crazy though. Well done. Mugwort? Why you... How dare you do that to my partner? Yeah, bear in mind she did that just by looking at him. Is that the same shot over and over again, or is that 3 separate shots? Bit of a strange scripted scene. Wait, Ellie. Her true awakening, or just merely protecting her master. Either way, it does not alter the fact that she is the mother, existence that I have been searching for. Now men, recover that machine, place priority on the safety of the pilot, use whatever it takes to preserve her life. Well then, I shall be taking the girl with me. As for the rest of you, why don't you just wallow there pathetically while you meditate on your own lack of any real power. Corellian's a dick. Oh, you can feck off as well, Graf. Pitiful. You can't even protect a single woman. It is not even worth the effort of putting a spineless wretch like you out of your misery. Kind of always is. Ellie was taken away, and as Corellian had told her, we were left alive. Was Corellian just keeping his promise? No, that can't be it. There had to be another real reason why he was allowing us to live. We had to find that out. They have current data. Oh, shit. No. Wait. Why is Bart in the party? I don't think I've got gear on Bart. Wonder Whip! Dark Armor's good. Black Leather's good. Black Leather's the best option we've got there. Battle Apron, Attack and Defense. Knight Helm. Make him at least viable for the attack. Level 1. Do we have a Death Blower 2 spare? We do. Make him a little tankier. No point in letting him go down. I would have liked to have changed party members there. The fleshly body of God has been recovered. The anima and the animus have all been obtained. All that is left for us to do is change into the animus and become one with the mother persona. That is incorrect. What? What do you mean, Krellian? What did you just say? What are you doing, Krellian? Have you gone totally insane? What are you doing? To the memory banks. Do not touch them. We cannot survive without them. You were the only ones who could have activated the key. But now that it has been achieved, I no longer need you. I'm having you all erased. How dare you? Bye-bye. The only obstacle that has kept me from my goal was Cain. He was the one person who had total control of the people, and thus was my greatest nemesis. But the only person who could terminate Cain was Cain himself. That's why I created a copy of Cain. Ramses acted exactly as I predicted, killing Cain. Now there is no one who can stop me, and I am not interested in your power or authority. You really think you were acting on your own free will? You're all just parts of the system. Created only as weapons of invasion and oppression. You are just terminal interface weapons. You can't become God, and you're... God? Who said you'd be God? What impertinence. You are humans. We are humans. We are created to be terminal interfaces of God. It is the same for you, who were once human. Man cannot become God. We can only entrust ourselves to God. Ridiculous. Going against the mother. I have not gone against her. This is the will of the other mother. My plan from another mother. You think you can eliminate us and still revive God? It can be done. Your genes were scattered in order to keep the world alive after the fall in the days of destruction. Those genes live on today within the humans, the anima vessels, and the recipients of their alignment, the animus, and also the persona. By combining these with my nanomachines, human will become living beings very much the equivalent of you. Actually, they may far surpass you in becoming worthy terminal interfaces for God. You are no longer of any use to me. Deus, the physical manifestation of God, only wants results. The means are insignificant to him. So this is my ARC plan, my Project Noah. Crowley. May all your worries cease. Rest in peace, ancestors of mortal man. Bye. Now, it is just you and I, Sophia. I was powerless. All I could do was stand by and watch as they took Ellie away from me. I am powerless. What are you doing there? Oh, it's you. I wasn't able to beat Graf. Didn't stand a chance against him. It was obvious from the start. It was impossible to try and defeat a monster machine like that to begin with. And Ellie, why was she so damn foolish? I implicitly told her not to come. I told her to run away. She had to know it was a trap. Yes, you won't be able to defeat him like that. As long as you continue fighting with that kind of an attitude, that is. The reason you lost and that young lady was taken was because of your pride. Weren't you depending far too much on the power of your machine? Not to mention that new id power you're now able to control. What is Graf's source of power? His machine? His technique? His experience? I do not think so. It is his feelings, his heart. His feelings are dominated by his resentment and his hatred of this world. That hatred is the source of power. Your feelings weren't focused enough to fight off Graf. That is why you could not win. Your feelings must be in the right place. That is strength. Not surprised you lost, seeing as you do not understand the true meaning of strength. That young lady. The only thing in her heart was her desire to save you all. She set aside her fear to pilot that machine. It was because she had such strong feelings that you are all still alive. That is what I think. Of course, you have been defeated. However, that does not mean it's over. How do you plan on responding to her feelings? It is now your turn to save her, is it not? Well, what are you going to do, Faye? Yeah. I'm going to... Flashback! In order to save Ellie, we began to search desperately for her whereabouts. About 2 weeks later, we found her. Using the data obtained from Raziel on his own nanomachine technology, Krelian had begun the construction of God's Ark, Makava. Its completion was imminent. To prevent its activation and to rescue Ellie, we headed to Makava. Wait, does Noah's Ark actually have a name? I don't actually know that. The name of Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark, blah, blah, blah. Makova. Makova. I'm guessing it doesn't mean the Cenobite from Hellraiser. The Merkaba mysticism. Or Makova mysticism is a school of early Jewish mysticism. Okay. That makes some sense. I can understand that. I can understand the logic of using that name. You again. Are you girls thinking of going in there too? Don't get any wrong ideas there. We are just here to help our commander. Miang and Krelian have been manipulating his emotions from the sole purpose of eliminating the Emperor. We simply want to free the commander from those bonds so that he may be saved. It's neither for the sake of the world, nor for the sake of your girlfriend Elheim. We have no intention of fighting on the same side as you. Fine. You have your own battles to fight. And we have ours. Let's leave it at that. But if things get out of hand, you head back. We'll handle it. I'll make you eat those words. You wait and see. Their Voltron mech looks so much like a Gundam there from behind. Looked like the The Impulse. Yes, the Impulse. We entered inside Macabre, and while fighting back units of weapons that self-regenerated through the use of nanomachines, oh, that would have been some interesting fucking fights, we headed for the central core. And then, once again, Ramsus appeared before us. Ooh, change party button. I need that. Right. Give me that. Unfortunately, Billy... Billy? Bart. You're good, but I need Esmeralda on this one. Also, we'll drop a save here because I get a feeling this might be one of the last places I get to actually train. So having this as a backup for when I want to go and farm the achievements later would be useful. Right then. We also know that there are no hidden missable items anymore because we have completed that particular guide. So we know we don't need to worry about that. Hello. Looks like this shaft somehow connects to the outside. But we don't have time to turn back. Let's hurry ahead. What would you like? Let's see if there's any gear items. See if we've got any money, because we've not really been in any fights. So I don't know if we'll actually have any... Okay, that's fine. Any upgrades? Still the standards there. Sonic Whip we've already got, so we should have equipped that to him. Yamane Sword. The rest of it's just ammo. Oh yeah, they've all got the wrong gear on, haven't they? Bye. Gear. Equip. Right. Not start with you. You've got the increased ether, you've got the increased ether defense, and you're hoping we won't need those. Rather you have more defense. Why is the silver armor gel damage down 50% and defense plus 50? But the gold armor is just gel damage. It's bizarre. I might actually pop an ether armor on you. I'll give you some really tasty ether defense. Oh, we should also check if any weapons for anybody. Yamakishin sword. Oh, I think we're ready to jet. I kind of get the feeling that shaft was meant to be a way to come out of the final dungeon, and so that you can train. And because that part of the game was not actually built or included, it's just a relic left over of, we should be able to escape here, but we better not because we've got things to do. I've been waiting for you, Faye. Ramses. Clappy clap. Why aren't you in your gold mech? If only you hadn't have been born. We're going to settle this now. Stop it, Ramses. What reason is there to continue fighting me? Who are you fighting for? Why do you always have a bone to pick with me? Tell me why. It's all because of you. If only you hadn't come in and destroyed my prospects in life. I like your hat. I like how your hat's got shoulders and arms. My life was given to me within a nanoreactor in Krellian's laboratory, to be born as the superior being, above all humans. Oh. Flashback! No, look at little baby Ramses. Wait, is he a chinchilla? This time your body is young. Previous one got too old. And the name? Karen. But individual names have no meaning to me. So, what brings you here? Is that thing inside the nanoreactor the one? Oh. Recognition code 0808191. Ramses. The Emperor's been told it's a prototype for an artificial contact. What's its status? It has entered the so-called first growth stage. From now until its binding, its growth will be several times faster than that of an ordinary human, but its psychological development will be a little difficult to control. It is a replica, so that is to be expected. It is moving. Can it hear us? Yes. It already has a will of its own. Then, I have a better way. Let us dispose of it. Why do we need this? We have my child. My child will be 4 this year. Your having a child is significant? Yes. I checked it out, and there is no mistake. It's a contact. What's its name? My child's name is Faye. So you understand what this means. A corresponding antitype is... yes, probably already born somewhere. The final one. Then this thing is worthless. Yes, totally useless. Chase after it, boy. A love that's unattainable for you, no matter how hard you try to pursue it. Until then... because of your existence, I was discarded. I was destined to be the representative of God, having the might of the Emperor. I was destined to be the ultimate existence, having the power to exercise absolute control over all. But I lost it all because of you. My mother? How do you know her? They just told you. Commander, please stop this. Commander, if what you say is true, then it's even more reason not to fight. You were just used by Krellian and... Silence! Even you dare to censor me. I saved you from nearly becoming a test subject, and now you turn on me? You are mistaken. We are only thinking about your best interests. Silence. Ultimately, only I can help myself. I am the only one that can correct this. This is the end for you. On guard, because here I come, Faye. Oh, he's gonna get his arms go crazy. Is it like a centaur mech that was stood up? Is that what it is? Weird. Right. Ethan Mac. Oh no, actually, I wanted to... Did you have anything spec? No, you didn't. Anima Daimo. You need to be in booster mode. HP equal 1. Okay, well, I'm really, really regretting taking off those heals now. I don't have anything that can stop that. You are now weak to fire. Go at him, to be honest. Shit, 0 damage. Okay. Of all the people to go down, you were probably the best, to be fair, mate. I mean, either way, I don't think I'm winning this. I think that's pretty much it. The evasion down is fine. We might get lucky. He may just not attack. Depends how much HP he's got. I don't think this is... I think he's maybe got 4 more rounds in him, and I don't think we're going to survive that long. Yep, no, definitely not now. Okay, no, we need our frame HPs on there. A Blaze Pose power attack. Sure, why not? Can't break Blaze Pose. Bye! Oh, power loss. Quite dead yet. Well, I've only got 1 more of these in me. I don't think I'm going to beat this. Can't break Blaze Pose. I know I don't have any more of those in me. That's it. I am down to basic attacks. Should have used id mode on that last one. No way. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. That's beautiful. Golden Vest. Gua. What's this? Oh, we're just going through. All right. What is this place? Right, Ramses is there on the floor. This is where Ka was born, and where his hatred of you was forged. Who's there? What is this? That's Ellie? Oh, this guy just loves crucifying people. A fetish. I would have liked to have been able to commend you for making it here, but your efforts were all in vain. The resurrection of Deus is imminent. Sacrificing this girl will bring about the awakening of God. What are you talking about? Why does Ellie have to be sacrificed? There's no need for you to know. For all you know, it will all end here. Oh. I didn't even get a chance to boost my mechs or heal or repair or anything. This is so I may have done very, very well and beaten that last one, but yeah, this is a due. I agree. Oh, they actually got some health back. That's kind of funny to me. Oh no. Oh, she's a buff machine. Weak point win. Test time. Yeah, it's not just physical, it's every single time you hit her with anything, her ether attack goes up. Which means that isn't going to be worth it. Base Chi! Better than a normal attack. Bye, Faye! Or bye, everyone. Okay, right, so we learned some things. We learned some important things. Most of all, don't fuck with Mai. Right, so we didn't actually save after upgrading our parts, so we need to do that again. And now we know what's happening, we're definitely keeping that on. Right. We'll give you that. And hoping it won't be needed, but I'm going to give you Death Blower 1. Fine as is. So are you. And let's save there so that we don't get to do that in future. So, I think the plan here is put the wind weakness on him, like with Citan. Maybe should have gone into Deathblower 1 for him. Deathblower 3 might not actually get any use. That's lovely. I'm just going to skip your text. I'm just going to hold Turbo. We're going to go into id form with Faye, and then burn through all his 3 turns. We can't go into id form until after Ramsus has done his Uber attack. So I may give him his first turn a buff of reduced defense, increased attack. Let's do as much damage as we can with that. And then hopefully after 3 turns of that it'll be dead, so I'll have only burnt 1,500 fuel. And then Emmy just obviously keeps spamming Anima Daimo at him. So for most, it will be Emmy attacks, Faye buffs, Citan debuffs, everybody heals 50, and then we go magic attack, id, standard attack, and repeat. I don't even think we put Citan into boost. I think that's just a waste of fuel at this point. Yeah, no, don't boost him. There's no point. Hopefully the thing won't be alive long enough for us to care. And the more fuel we can save for round 2, the better. I woke up a little bit early today. I had some stuff to do, and I had an energy drink a couple of hours back during D&D, and I'll be honest, I think it's just worn off because I am crashing fucking hard. My glasses. If I left them downstairs, that's interesting. I'll find those later. It's such a weird mech. I feel like if you scream on guard at somebody, that's kind of like a cool thing to do. But if you say on guard and then follow it up with anything else, you just come across as a bit of a douche. Right. First attack. Anima Daimo. Okay, so no one gets a buff in before they heal now. Which means you go special. A lot of fuel. Actually, more fuel than I was hoping for. He's definitely not going to be able to use his Flame Rush. Right. Ether. Wind opposite is water. Earth opposite is wind. In which case, we don't actually need to put his buff on. We could just id system this one. That's fine. I can take that. You're just going to basically do nothing. Nice. Okay, that's actually more damage and way more efficient as well. Break my pose. Sit your ass down. I genuinely did break it. That's cool. He said that should be it. That's a much easier fight when everybody's jumping on him. We'll get to find out what the golden vest is this time. In fact, I may just pop a quick save there. Right, so the problem I'm going to have here, I think, is that every single time I attack, the enemy's just getting stronger. I don't think she'll have much more HP than what Krellian just did, so call it 3 complete rounds, maybe 4. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 defense boosts plus 7 ether attack boosts. If she hits, it's going to be like a truck by the end of that. Oh wait, it's not May. May was stood there. Who's in this then? Black and yellow. Oh, that was her mech. Maybe she just jumped in it. Maybe she's controlling it with her mind, like some of the Omni mechs. Oh, it is Miang. Okay. Yeah. Did say that last time. No. Don't do that. Ether Dam. Zappy. Give me a barrier versus Earth. Oh, that actually increased it as well. That's going to be 8 buffs versus. Yeah. Okay. That's going to be more complicated. Damn. Oh, wrong. On that. Still doing reasonable damage. We've lost about 800 so far. So that's going to be a lot less by the end of it. That's 4 buffs. Five. So. Ow. I think Emmy dies here. One more from him should hopefully do it. Good, because he's the only one left standing. Ow. Oh, it didn't do as much. Yeah, okay. Okay, not for that. My, aren't we powerful? Yeah, genuinely worried when she didn't go down straight away. Then I was like, oh shit, alright, I might have miscalculated that. The progression system on enemy HP. I have to word this. Don't take this as a bad thing. It is so linear, I'm able to work it out. The Executor Gown. Woo. I like going into a fight and being like, okay, so roughly 3 full rounds. Bearing in mind that was 3 full rounds worth of damage. Obviously, Faye got 1 more attack in because Emmy died. So he basically covered hers. And then did his anyway after. That was exactly 3 full rounds full of damage. And honestly, I should have taken Citan out of that rotation to make her do less damage. I should have just had him buffing us with Earth Defense. That would have made that so much easier. Well then, let's start over from the beginning again. You think you can beat me this time? What the? I thought I defeated you. Unless you can decompose her atomic structure, you don't stand much of a chance. Normal attacks are futile against one who has the ability to regenerate. Using nanomachines. Dum dum dum. Now, the time has come for the Great Awakening. It is our Omnigears. Damn, what's going on? Hey, is that... No, that's not it. Is that our anima relics? It is trying to detach the anima relics from our Omnigears. Deus is swallowing up our anima relics? Wow, really regretting those things now. Basically just powered the endgame boss up. It seems the anima relics have fallen into the hands of the enemy. This is the true meaning of the anima relics, to attain their respective animus and return to the persona. The anima relics really are one set of parts that make up Deus, the physical manifestation of God. They regain their original powers or functions by aligning themselves with their destined partner. An Omnigear that has lost its respective anima relic is but a puppet. It becomes a mere vessel or container in which there are no contents. And the girl too was destined to become one with God. You see, Elhaim is really one of the parts of God as well. The hell are you talking about? Put simply, you served to help bring us all the parts of God together. Here, for me. You're a bunch of stupid fools. It's as if you're all clowns. You believed the legend and how our world and the universe was created, but the Ministry and I fabricated that very myth a long time ago to suit our purpose. That's a lie. How can that be true? Quite easily, you literally know this. I think you'll find that your friends Omnigears are all dead too. I'm talking about your friends who split up and took a different path than you into this place. They were all parts of God that were disassembled in the past, but once again they are all gathered here. Yes, it is indeed the time for the resurrection of God. What was it all for? Everything that I have done up till now. Who just told you? You're a goddamn puppet. Ramses. It's just you. What are you doing here? What about me? My existence? What was its purpose? Is this where we find out that Miang is actually my mum? That would be a decent twist. There was only one purpose to your existence, to eliminate Emperor Cain. Cain's will had become too much like that of humans. He was too concerned about them. He had forgotten his mission to retrieve God. That is why you were created. You were only made to remove our main hindrance, Cain. But as the original living being, Cain had absolute power. To make you turn on Cain, it was necessary to focus your mind on a single point. However, being an artificial life form, you were mentally unstable. That is why we used phase existence, resentment. That is the source of your strength. And you have excelled superbly at fulfilling our expectations of you. But we no longer have any more use for you. Haven't you realized that yet? You're a piece of trash, and being the reject that you are, why don't you just leave? What I was born for. What was I living for? A pathetic excuse for a life. Why, you aren't even human. Now, what to do with the lot of you? Well, I can't just kill you all, seeing as you all served me so well, so as a reward, I'll allow you to be sacrificed too, to be assimilated into Deus along with this girl. Ramses? Good. This is how I wanted it, Car. I am fated so as not to be able to kill myself. Now, all my wishes have come true. Thanks to you. Miang? I'd have taken Krelian out, I'll be honest. I'd have gone the other way with that. Okay, didn't see that one working, to be fair. Double tap. Always double tap. Hey, sorry we're late. Our Omnigears broke down. Anyway, let's hurry up and save Ellie. Yes, I know. Hang in there, Ellie. I'm letting you down now. Mate, you've been letting it down all game. Who shot me? Did Billy just shoot me? Oh shit. Mother? Guess that makes Faye a motherfucker. Faye, now you hang in there. Your gun. You're a shit one then, innit? Why did you do that, Ellie? Ellie? What happened to you? How could you? Tell me she's been brainwashed. It has nothing to do with brainwashing. Always double tap. Jesus Christ, why does no one in these games ever learn? The majority of my body is comprised of a nanomachine colony, not only for longevity, but also to unify with the mother. So don't be surprised, this much damage can be recovered rather quickly. Unify with the mother? That girl, Elhaim, is our mother. Yes, I am the mother of all humans. Ellie? What are you babbling on about? Snap out of it, Ellie. You're as dense as usual, but I don't blame you. So be it, I will explain to you all about it. This is Deus. The one you call God is an interplanetary invasion weapons system that was built in ancient times by humans from another planet. It was created as an automatic weapon which could act upon its own will to take control of a targeted planet. But you should have known this much from looking at Raziel's report. I mean, we kind of knew that. I mean, I didn't realise it was bioengineered. I thought it was mechanical. I thought it was a machine spirit kind of deal. During the test run, Deus became uncontrollable. It released its power and annihilated a whole planet. The creators of Deus found its immeasurable power to be too much of a threat, and hence forcibly shut it down. In order to analyse the cause of the problem, its core was dismantled and placed on an interplanetary emigrant passenger ship to be transported to another planet. Becoming aware of this, the disassembled Deus resisted. It tried to take over the passenger ship that was transporting it. However, as a last line of defense against the escape of Deus, its creators unexpectedly destroyed the whole ship, sending it crashing to this planet. Deus knew that it was not able to get away from the explosion or the imminent impact, so it detached its core from the Zohir power reactor. Yes, Zohar. It is what drives all of the gears on this planet. It is the master generator that transmits its energy to the slave generators in our gear. That explains the unlimited energy. That explains why we can just charge energy. We're on wireless charging stations. It is also the source of what the ether power that the inhabitants of this planet utilize. By utilizing, I mean, yeah, okay, no, again, that makes sense. If you spend 10,000 years evolving a species on a planet with a perpetual wireless power transmitter, I imagine that would have some pretty serious effects on people. By utilizing the energy displacements caused by actualizing potential future phenomenon, the Zohar modifier has the ability to produce infinite amounts of energy. The source of all our ether power? Wait, hang on. It generates power. It generates power by saying it's going to displace energy in the future to the past, which then, because it has the power to do so, causes energy to be generated in its current timeline, which means as long as you start at the end of the universe and work backwards in time, up until the point you've exhausted the energy potential in each individual moment, and from the end of time until you're present, you have unlimited energy. What in the Stargate motherfucking crazy ass idea is that? Okay, I need to mull that over in my head, because not only is that genius, that's psychopathic level tech. I genuinely need to go back and read that again to make sure I understood that correctly. That's madness. That's absolute madness. That's fucking great. Anyway, are you saying all our energy comes from that one power reactor or engine? Yes, but there is more. The core that was detached from Zohar, the biological computer Cadonomy, crashed into this primitive planet. It activated Persona, its life support plant that can generate organic material. Using this, it prepared itself for a genetic-based system for the day when Deus would be resurrected. Thus, the first humans were created from this, Emperor Cain and the elders of the Gazelle Ministry. Are you saying the Emperor and the Gazelle geezers were people born from Deus? Do you know why the Gazelle Ministry desired the Anima Relic and your bodies? Well, here's the reason. Before becoming human, the bodies of the Ministry were once part of an organic element in the core circuit that made up Deus. There were two types of organic elements. The female type was called anima, while the male type was called animus, so I guess we could call those probably close to X and Y chromosomes then. They were also created with the added ability to become mobile weapons by merging with machinery that was suited for use as terminal interface weapons for Deus. In other words, those Omnigears you were using were one form of such weapon. The Ministry, which were Animus, were to become one again with their separated anima at the time of the resurrection of God. They just wanted to get back to the wives. But in a war 500 years ago, they all lost their physical bodies. It was then that they decided to extract their own genetic factor from certain individuals of their human descendants who carried the appropriate sets of DNA. Also, each of them could become one with their respective anima again. Descendants? Then we're all... Yes, you humans are all descendants of Cain and the Gazelle Ministry. They were born from the persona, gave birth and propagated. They followed their inbuilt program to someday resurrect the heavily damaged Deus. All the people in the world were created solely to resurrect Deus? Yes, but it wasn't just to restore its old body. More than half of Deus is constructed of biological parts. Do you remember those mutated humans? Those are all people who were destined to become replacement parts for Deus. We humans are parts for God? Yes, almost all the people are destined to become parts for Deus. But you people gathered here are all different. You could say, you escaped that destiny by existing through multiple generations. In actuality, there wasn't enough parts for Deus, but Krelian compensated for what was lacking. The reduction in the number of parts was due to humans living through multiple generations. But that deficiency in the human factor was made up for by the nanomachines created by Krelian. Not only that, but this nanomachine added additional functions. Deus has thus evolved into the perfect weapon. I don't understand that. I don't understand the multiple generations thing. Is that meaning rebirth, or is that a genuine phase 1,000 years old and just never dies and keeps forgetting? What has happened? Why do you know all that? I am Miang, the keeper of time, the representative of our god Deus. I was born to guide the people towards the path of resurrection for Deus. That's ridiculous. Miang was just... You're limited in your ability to understand. Miang's factor exists within all women. The one who transcends the generations, the caretaker of humans. Oh, okay, so it's Genova. Okay, again, yeah, this makes sense, so much sense, because this game was originally meant to be Final Fantasy VII, and it's very clear that the story writers were working on two very separate stories along the same ethos. So if all humans, if all female presenting people on the planet contain the DNA of the original anima, then by manipulating the DNA of those people, you can actualize any single person. So every single female on the planet is actually Miang, and every single male on the planet is actually Cain, or one of the Gazelle. Okay, I think I understand that now. When the previous one dies, somewhere another Miang is awakened. It is the program in all woman's DNA to be that way. Who inherits the duty is just a matter of probability. Faye, that Miang over there, and I are the same existence. We are all parts of Deus, all caretakers of humans. Okay, so it just got lucky that it's this one? Let us end this discussion now. Deus has awakened, or does... I guess the proximity to Deus would have had an effect on it. He could be like, okay, I'm forcing this one. Rather than, it doesn't really matter, let's just generate a new Miang. I am one of the parts that composes Deus, hence I must become one with it. Ellie, why did it have to be you? If Miang is part of Deus, why did it not happen earlier? It's still not enough for her to just awakened. Although she may be Miang, she still isn't the true Miang. The true Miang? Let's go, Krelian. All that is left to do is to vanquish this planet's civilization and return it to how it was. Then I can complete my unification with the final fragment of Deus, the Zohar modifier. The power reactor that fell upon this planet and became our genesis, and now our apocalypse. The eradication of civilization? What is the purpose of doing that? Who knows? The creation of God will someday be a hindrance. That is why they must be eliminated. The creatures of God will someday be a hindrance. I am just programmed to act in this way. So the only one who would technically survive this from our party is Choo-Choo. It is time for the awakening of the true mother. No, Ellie! Fight! Farewell, Faye. May you have a peaceful awakening. I can't tell if that's like flaps and overlaps of skin, or if it's wrapped in huge bandages. I'm guessing it's not the latter. Bye! See you later. Wait! Faye, do not release the systems. Satan, wait. We are only endangering ourselves. Let's get out of here for now. There's a lot of giant spaceships just lying around on this planet. Like, that's, at this point, the fourth. Oh. Well, shit. Yes, I think I bloody will. I'm just Citan now, that's it. I just get to play as the dog. The one who I was absolutely positive was going to die quite early on in the game. Guess I was wrong. God, the interplanetary invasion weapon Deus had awakened its arc, Makava, was activated. Deus began to absorb one after the other, the mutated people destined to be its parts, while the non-mutated would eventually only become a threat to it, to exterminate us and our civilization. It set into action. The planet's surface was devastated by Makava and the weapon born from its weapon born out of it, called the Seraph Angels. Okay, that's a fair number of them, yeah. While pursuing the newly awakened Deus, we chanced upon Faye, whose whereabouts had hitherto been lost, along with his gear Weltel, discovered together at the place where Makava was originally located. We were overjoyed by Faye's return, but it was short-lived. For some unknown reason, Faye was found in a state of suspended animation. He did not regain consciousness. The people of Shevat and ourselves feared a relapse of Faye. No, Id's power, and had no choice but to put Faye into carbonite freeze. Yeah, this game was an 80-hour RPG. There was so much cut from this. This is insane. Your Majesty, why do people of Shevat fear Faye so much? Even if Grath and Id's power are comparable, it is not that we fear him. We fear the error we ourselves committed. We are now simply trying to put a lid on it. That's a weird way of phrasing it. The error that you yourselves committed. Shavat investigated a battle 500 years ago to gain our instigated a battle 500 years ago to gain our independence from Solaris. Hey, Kaelin. Yes, I don't know how far into Disc 2 I am, but I think I'm pretty close to the end. I'm hoping to finish it up tonight. However, we became overcome with the lust for power, fearing the war-torn people's will would no longer be with Shavat, but with the Nisan Mother, and that the people would assemble under Sophia. The Council of Elders of Shavat back then made a deal with Solaris. A deal? Yes. At the time, Solaris, or the Gazelle Ministry to be exact, were at odds with a woman who held the real power behind the scenes. Would that happen to have been Miang? Most probably it was. Yeah, a friend referred to this as the story chair, as in you can't speak unless you're in the story chair. Fearing the increasing power of the masses assembling in Nisan, the Gazelle Ministry schemed to hand over to us their antagonist, Miang, and promised a division of the rulership over the Earth's surface. But in exchange, we had to give them the rebel army that had assembled in Nisan, and also their patron Sophia. The leaders of Shavat accepted, and it was decided that Nisan would be the location of the final decisive battle with Solaris. Shavat did not participate in that battle. Thwarted by the awesome number of the Solarian army, and with their path of retreat cut off, the Nisan rebel army ran out of options and was destroyed. Caught up in the middle of all this was Lacan, Bart's ancestor, Roni, myself, and Krelian. You were also there. She's immortal, dude. We know this. Yes. Surrounded on all sides, we were prepared to die. And then the rebel force's flagship appeared, with Sophia on board. She sacrificed herself so as to create a path for our retreat. Sophia's ship headed straight from the enemy's main ship on a suicide attack. Oh shit, we're fucking Picard maneuvering this. Let's go. Lots of flashing lights. Even in the way the cannons move, you can see the Gundam influence in this game. Some of the designers were big old Gundam fans. Lots of flashing. Oh my god. Thanks to Sophia's sacrifice, we were able to survive. However, her death forever changed the fate of two men. Krelian, who followed closely under her as the leader of the Nisan sect's military, completely lost faith after calling out to a god that would not respond. I will create God with my own hands. These were the last words he uttered before he disappeared. And Lacan? He resented himself for not having the power to do anything while she died in front of him, so he began to search for the legendary power. Legendary power? God's resting place, Mahanan, the source of divine wisdom, Raziel, and the anima relics which were created by that very wisdom. Besides these, there is one more legend, and that is Zohar. Bless you. Zohar? That has the same name as the Zohar modifier, the power reactor that Miang spoke of, saying it was the infinite energy source of God Deus. What she claimed is also the source of our ether powers and the driving force in all our gears. It would have to be one and the same thing. It is the place that contains the ultimate source of this world's power. It is said that only he who has the correct destiny would be able to discover its location. Losing all faith in humanity, Lacan sought after its power. Lacan became Graf, and the world collapsed. This tragedy happened because of the people's lust for power. I must take part of the responsibility for not having been able to stop it. And now Faye, the one who has the same power as Graf. So the thing I'm not understanding about the rebirth system at the moment is Miang dies, Deus creates another Miang. He just flicks a switch and some female on the planet becomes Miang. They've also said that the Gazelle Ministry are also part of that system, and that that can happen to them as well. So why, when the Gazelle Ministry lost their bodies, was a new Gazelle Ministry not raised? Or is it only Cain who can do that? But if so, if it's only Cain, why is Faye also Lacan? Did Lacan changing his identity and essentially going off script negate him from being Lacan anymore, and thus Faye was then created as his replacement? I'm kind of not understanding that at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to explain it to me, so obviously no spoilers. I'm hoping that's going to explain something, but a lot of this I think is to do with bad translation. A lot of what I'm reading doesn't make sense, and I think that's because of the translation. So I may have to go and, after the fact, look up a more accurate one. But I think that's basically it. That the first human was Cain, and he is eternal. But that others from the original set, one of which is Lacan, can be reborn. We just wanted to seal up the dreadful power that arose from our own sinful deeds. Well, I was reading up on that, Caleb. Weirdly, what's the word this? It wasn't that cuts had been made. It wasn't that they had to cut back the game, and thus they rushed it. It was a case that this was supposed to be 2 games. This was supposed to be Xenogears and Xenogears 2. And Disc 1 was the first game and Disc 2 was the second. But at the end of development, or towards the end of development, basically the director, the producer, and the guy who was making it was having a conversation with his team, and the team were like, "Yep, we've got this and we've got that ready, and we can use this and we can use that," kind of deal. And here's where we think it's going to go. So number 2 is going to be great. And he went, "Yeah, but the problem is we don't know we're getting a number 2. We've written a story that is 2 games, but we have no proof that we're going to get a second part to finish this part of the story off. So how about we just build it now and get it out?" And they were like, "We don't have time." Okay, well, what if the second disc was a change of pace? And instead of playing the story, you watch the story. So how about we just use the assets we've got now and finish this story? Because we don't know that we're getting a second one. So it was rushed, but not because they didn't have time. It was rushed because they didn't know they were going to get a part 2. Which is a very strange choice to make, but I mean, it's become a cult classic, so it clearly worked for them. And as you say, it was supposed to be a longer story. They wanted, like they'd done with, I'm assuming at this point, like they'd done with Saga and Mana, they were wanting Xeno to. The first Xeno was going to be Final Fantasy VII, but then Xeno 2, the first proper Xeno game, would have been its own thing. Part 1 would have been Final Fantasy VII, Part 2 would have been Xenogears. Just like Saga is Mana is Final Fantasy Adventure, then Sword of Mana. And just like Saga is Final Fantasy Legends, and then Saga. So each of them would have been technically a spin-off. As he was making bad choices even back in the 90s. SE has always been making bad choices. Yeah, was this soft or was this Enix at this point? I think this must have been soft, because it's pre-8. Graf, the man known as Lacan, sought after the power of Zohar, the one who has the same power as Graf, Faye. I had this premonition that Faye too would awaken and seek out that power, and that presentiment? I don't know that word, became reality. Even to this day, I still think I prefer Squaresoft as a name. In my head, even when I'm talking about, if I'm saying Square, I still mean Squaresoft. It will always be Squaresoft to me. Which is ironic, because I think the best Final Fantasy was the first one that Square Enix ever made. 9. Or rather, that was the first one that was ever published under Square Enix. Hi, Faye. Why does this have vibes of welcome to the world? Here is the story of what's happening. You are Faye, a young man, and then it's going to kind of pan out into the town kind of thing. This has got Legend of Legaia opening all over it. Please don't tell me this is the start. I can't go through another 70 hours. I can't do it. Who am I? This is my memory? Dark. Bart? Rico. No Ellie there. Sequentially, he's missed Ellie there. Billy. Wiseman's out of order as well. Graph. Everyone. My memories. I remember seeing games by Squaresoft and seeing games by Square Enix and other than DQ, I always preferred the games by Square back in the SNES days. Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a company called Enix. I don't actually know if I've ever played any Enix games. You know what? Fuck it. Let's find out. It's going to be a difficult search, isn't it? Games made by Enix before merging with Square. Okay. Door, never heard of it. Oh, so they were the original Dragon Quests then. Okay, that's fair. Act Ricer, okay, that's fair. EVO, Seventh Saga. Ogre Battle, okay, didn't realise that was one of theirs. Paladin Quest I've heard of. Illusions of Gaia. Is that a... No, it's not part of what I'm thinking of. Dragon Warrior I've played. Robo Trek I've heard of. Narta and Knights of Justice. Dragon Quest again. Star Ocean was one of theirs. Wonder Project. Riven, I know Riven. Buster Groove, I didn't realise that was theirs. Star Ocean again. Itadaki Streets. That's not... Yeah, that's the Mario thing, isn't it? Tomb Raider 3 was an Enix game, didn't know that. Valkyrie Profile. I kind of feel like I did know that one, actually. Okay. But yeah, fair few. Oh, Grandia 2 was an Enix game. That's got to be published, though, right? In 2003, they merged with Square. Sorry, I've gone on a bit of a tangent now. Wait, was Final Fantasy 9 and 10 both Squaresoft? So Final Fantasy 12 would have been the first main line that was Enix. I didn't know that. Enix served as a publisher. Now, from 1983 onwards, Enix served as a publisher in the video games, identity, blah, blah, blah. It was created by providers. Flagship was Dragon Quest. They developed primarily by Chunsoft. Between 1985 and 2003, Enix published 95 video games for 56 developers on 12 separate systems. 65 titles which were exclusive to Japan. The only game that wasn't released in Japan at all was King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Okay, that's much later than I expected. But yes, I did see that Breath of Fire is on GOG. I want it on Steam. Why can't I get it on Steam? No, I'm always happy for a derail. Mother? Who that? Who that upside down dude? Who are you? Surprised. That's pretty clever. You are id? Misjudge you. I didn't expect you, the fake personality, would create a fourth persona. Fourth persona? Can't feel anything. He's shut up inside your ego. Depressing facts and truth you won't face. You're afraid of them, so you desired to completely shut yourself off from the outside world. And so you formed a fourth persona, a fourth Fae. The name doesn't matter. He's the one on the stage. He's the one who's in control of your body. But it is a useless form of resistance. Come with me. Hey! Where are you taking me? He is the key. I merely want to borrow it. I've got to go somewhere. So we have true Fae, id, fake Fae, and the one that id calls cowardice. Are you coming too? If you ever want to get an idea of what the game's themes are, won't spoil anything. Oh yeah, no, I'm. That's something I've come across already. It's fucking insane. Brody, come on, guys, eat up. You haven't been able to get this kind of food around here lately, have you? Well, this is all also due to my business savvy. What's wrong, Lacan? You look kind of down. What's bothering you? Are you worried about something? It's nothing. I'm just thinking about painting Sophia. I don't know why I agreed to do her portrait. Sophia? You mean your childhood friend who's now the Holy Mother of Nisan? She's not really a childhood friend. I just made her acquaintance at the monastery near my home when I was a child. That's a childhood friend. She went to the clinic there for convalescence. She was frail. So, what are you worried about painting her for? She does not wish herself to become a symbol of her sect. Actually, it seems she wasn't interested in having her portrait painted at first. When she heard I would be the painter, she turned around and agreed. That's what I don't understand. I see. And she must like you. What are you talking about? That's how women are, right, Krellian? Hey, Krell. Huh? What's up? You not having any? It's ready to eat. Ah, yes. The Holy Mother of Nisan, huh? What, are you out to offend divine providence or something, Lacan? Cut it out. It's not like that. What? Gotta lighten up a little. Sophia first showed me that books are the best way to calm the heart. And now I'm hooked on reading. I'm not trying to brag, but I've learned a lot of things I never knew before. Lately I've been reading this. What is it? It's a book, Faye. Something I borrowed from Melchior. That's the end. It's about a form of molecular engineering, nanotechnology. I believe it's a book found in the ancient ruins of the Zeboim civilization. It's a copy of someone's research report, but it's incomplete. I think there was even more wonderful things written in it, but we'll never know now. What's wrong? You don't look so good. Lately you've seemed melancholy about almost everything. Something happened? I don't know. I just can't paint right now. Sorry, but do you mind if we stop here for today? I see. It is not good to push yourself too hard. Why don't you rest for a little while? I'll have Krellian take you. You'll have him what? Not while I have an ounce of strength in my body, you won't. Even so, there was a time when I did some pretty vicious things. I lashed out at random. Everyone around me feared me. Even my friends. I lived a life surrounded by people who looked at me with fear in their own eyes. But she was the only one who wasn't afraid of me. She would just smile. Peace of mind. She was the one who taught me that was what that was and how I could receive it. She taught me how to live as a human. are you doing, Lacan? Oh, it's you. Krellian. I was thinking. I'd stop painting the portrait. Why stop now? It's the circumstances. I shouldn't be painting her at a time like this. Eventually, she too must stand at the front lines, so... Is that really the problem? None. Her smile. It's killing me. The more she smiles at me, the more I feel my very being becoming insignificant. Inside my heart there is this empty existence. Other than painting, I have no worth. Yet she continues to accept my presence. I feel like I'm getting smaller and smaller. I didn't have this feeling in the beginning. I just wanted to paint her one more minute, one more second longer. I wanted to keep on painting forever. But suddenly I couldn't. As the picture neared completion, the empty part of me started to manifest itself in my brushstrokes. I was meant to be painting her as she really is, but this picture is my own self. My empty self has begun to appear within there. That's why I've got to stop now. Your own self? You're just running away. You can't bear it when she smiles at you. By painting her portrait, you're noticing the gap between your own inner emptiness and her inner abundance. You could not fill that gap. That's why you are quitting your painting. You are refusing her. Even so, you still can't bring yourself to leave her, can you? In spite of that, why is it that she continues to smile at you? You who can't accept her feelings. You who won't accept her feelings. Tell me why. If it was me who was receiving such feelings. Oh, here's a rift. Here's where the rift forms. Oh, it's a thing, it's a thing, Kaylee. Like in Critical Role, every single time somebody says, it's been a while, or making my way, those people just go to the song in Critical Role. And for me, it's always tell me why. Every time someone says, or I read the words, tell me why, in my head it's just, ain't nothing but every time. You're neglecting yourself too much. You do that too. Every time someone says, making my way, walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. Aren't you kinder to yourself, mistress? Oh, there's the we haven't seen that one. That's a new one. Say hauling ass. Making my way, hauling ass. Why is there an owl? She's cruising down the street on the back of a flatbed. Illegally, I might add. If you ever go and look up any information about the making of, they asked for permission to make that video and were told no, that is crazily unsafe. So they strapped it to the back of the truck and did it anyway. It's fucking nuts. And then all of a sudden, there's an owl. Makes no sense. Is this really her true expression? Yeah. To people who don't know her that well, I guess. Her smile. I don't know. The smile in this picture is somehow different from the one she usually shows us. I realise Lacan's feeling her in there, but I don't think she was ever opening herself up and showing her inner self to others like this before. Rode in the back of a truck all the time in the 80s, good time. Not a truck, but yeah, always in the boot. There were just too many of us, and I was young, so I was in the boot. Yeah, I mean, not good, but we did it. I once went on a 30-minute road trip from one of my parents to the others in the back of a car, holding the boot shut because the lock had broken. And it literally snapped open while we were driving, so I just climbed in the back and held it shut the entire journey. You've been painting such a beautiful expression of Sophia. I just can't see the reason why you want to stop. Beautiful? Forget it. This picture isn't anything but beautiful. Lacan, you say you're empty. Then why do you come along with us? What you've been doing up till now, not just acts of mercy, it's a fight for freedom. Time and again, you've been through life-threatening situations with us. A man who has nothing in his heart couldn't do that kind of thing, right? Rooney, you're giving me too much credit. As long as you do something to keep yourself occupied, you can ignore the hollowness inside. From the beginning, my very existence felt like it was an emptiness. It wouldn't matter if I were to die right now. You live, you die, that's all. Pessimistic as usual, Lacan. And now you're lying. It's just that you're not good at expressing your own feelings. That's right, he's a dude. You're not empty. She knows that. That's why she only shows you her true smile. I don't deserve to see her true smile. She's the hope of the people, their support. There is so much more for her to do. Why would she open her heart to a mere artist like me? Bro. Bro. Bruh. Bruh. Hey, bruh. What are you doing here? What's up? The Council of Elders of Shavat issued a decision. Tomorrow we will leave for the Soylent. Soylent? That's in Solaris. Yes. And Sophia will be coming with us. That's ridiculous. The refugees are still increasing. We can't afford for Sophia to leave Nisan and go into Soylent. That plan's foolish. It's too dangerous. What are the elders thinking? No, it wasn't the council's wish. It was Sophia's will. It appears that she expressed this desire herself. That can't be. What is she thinking? Originally, we talked about it. Just being us. Just us. Sophia. Dan, what are you doing? You keep back. I knew we couldn't leave Sophia in your care. I'll protect her, even if it cost me my life. You don't fucked up, Lacan. Why don't you get some rest, Krell? You haven't slept since the day before yesterday, have you? You shouldn't do that to yourself. Fine. It's not a problem. Look, I'll watch over her so you can sleep. What will you do if you also fall ill? Do not forget you are head of the Sex military forces. Okay, suppose you're right. Why does Faye look like he's all crumpled up? I'll watch over her. Exit room. Casualwhistle.com. Ellie, I am so sorry. It was my misjudgment that did this to you. I was terrified. It was like you could see right through me. Your eyes, that look. That was me that was being reflected back in your eyes. I was looking at myself and thus painting myself. I couldn't stand it. So that's why. Oh, Ellie, what in the heavens did you find inside of me? When you wake up, I think I would ask you that. On second thoughts, no. No, I don't want to burden you with my concerns. Besides, I wouldn't be able to ask you. Or look in your eyes and I can't say a thing. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how I feel. Gotcha, bitch! You are the sweetest person. Ellie? You are someone who cannot bear to see others hurt by your own actions, so you hold everything in and bear all the burden. If you get hurt in the end, you think that it's fine. That's what I like about you. Stop, don't say that. If you become just another human, everyone will... Humans aren't all that frail, you know. They don't need a symbol who is just appearances only. I believe that if you have light in your heart, you can overcome any hardship. What I have been doing is simply showing people that such light exists in the heart of everyone. I'm just a woman. I'm just a woman. And to fulfill my womanhood, I am prepared to throw away anything, even this position. I'm just playing the role of Sophia, but I'm still me. I haven't changed. A cowardly, selfish crybaby. I'm still the same. Could you live a lie like that and still be happy? I don't want to do that. Oh, Lacan. I want to live more honestly with myself. To be able to tell the man that I love, that I do love him. and I don't care if I get hurt or rejected. You only live one life. Wrong. I don't want you to turn around later and regret not having done such things. Oh, he heard it. He heard everything. That was the catalyst. Dum dum dum. Do you think I'll let it end here? We are not their possessions. Wait. Where was Krellian here? Sophia, what are you doing? I am ending this. You won't need to fight anymore. So, Krellian, please, open your fist, and with your open hand gently hold the people who will continue to live. Don't be foolish. We'll help you escape, so please stop. Thank you, Lacan. But, sorry, there's no other way. Ellie. People support each other to live. It's what brings us happiness. So share that happiness, and please, Lacan, live. It's all right. She had another guy. She picked a one-up on her way in. No way did they find her body. Not a chance. The pancaking alone would have meant that ain't being got. We were sacrificed as pawns in order to protect their own authority. Sophia was... Is this the ideal world we've been searching for? What have we been doing? Heading towards Sophia's ideals? Is this our salvation? This isn't fair. Sophia was sacrificed for those bastards. Sophia said, if you just have faith, the path to what you hope will open. But look at reality. God didn't answer our prayers. Is that because we didn't have faith? Even if we didn't have faith, Sophia did. Why did she have to be sacrificed? Is God dead? Is he just not there? Maybe God never even existed to begin with. Alright, Nietzsche, calm down. Faith in God. Do not look for it on the outside, for it is something one must build from within oneself. I see. That's it. If God doesn't exist in our world, then I will create God with my own hands. Krellian? Sophia, please guide me. I will destroy all such false pretense. I couldn't read that word then. All such false pretenses of love for you. We need to gather all our surviving comrades. We'll never beat them if we fight individually. So let us create a country that can someday stand up against them. What are you going to do, Lacan? Oh, I'm just going to peace sign and fade. All right. Right. Well, I think that is a suitable time to take a quick BRB. I'm going to run a couple of minutes worth of ads just to get that thing to shut up at me and take a quick pie out. I shall be back in a few minutes. Hey, how you doing, Alpha? I am. You've literally just missed me. I will be back in 3 minutes, but I desperately need to pee. So, unless you want me to do it in my chair, I am going to have to go. Back in a moment, guys. Right, welcome back. Right, I have no idea if the ads are still running because it's decided not to tell me. I don't know. I can't see. Yeah, pass. I have no idea. So, apologies, but I am back. And yeah, Horizon, you just have sucky timing. You literally joined as I was at the first opportunity for a break in 2 hours. Sorry about that. I'm in a prison. I'm not sure if this is physical, memory, or metaphorical. If only you had power, you could have saved her. No, I'm going to go with metaphysical on this one. You want it, don't you? Unrivaled power. I think this is a conversation happening within my DNA while I'm in carbonite stasis. Don't you want to become the absolute being? Bitch, I already am an absolute being. Have you seen the size of me? There. That's what I have sought after. Oh, so this is him searching for the Zohan reactor. But wait, there's more! That's not what I want, no. This is my very desire. Live. So this is where Faye's beginning held. He deserved it. What? Oh, this is where Faye's being held. Right, okay. Completely misread that. Dan? Feck off. You're still as creepy as you were 50 hours ago. And we prey on his weeping. As if it were an idol. As if I would. Yeah. What is this? I was wondering when Dan was going to come back into it. Terrible. No matter what this is going way too far. He's still alive? How could you possibly be? You're a human too, aren't you? Darn. Faye? Oh, Faye! Crying? Huh? Midori, it's you. Phew, don't scare me like that. Crying? Who's crying? You've got the eyebrows of an 80-year-old man. What the hell? You mean our friend Faye is crying? Angry. Hurt. He'll wake up soon. It's calling him. What do you mean? Run, Dan. He's pissed. Whoa, what the? Crazy Vegeta-looking motherfucker. Yeah, arg. Gerg. Arg. Stop. Stop it. Faye? Dan. Midori. Run. Hurry. Yikes. I want a flashbang counter. I don't want a death counter. I want a flashbang counter for this game. This is insane. He broke through his carbonite encasing. Id. Faye took his gear Weltel and went in search of Zohar. We followed Faye's trail. Eventually, we arrived at the location where Zohar had fallen to Earth so very long ago. Nothing could have prepared us for what we were about to see there. Okay, let's do member change first. If we're running this team, Billy can feck right off. We'll have Emeralda in instead. That makes the most sense. They should all be equipped. We shouldn't need to bother with that. But I would like to open the menu and save. Continue the game. Yeah. What is that? That's the North Crater. That's where meteor impacted Earth. And, oh, sorry, no, that's not where meteor impacted Earth. That's where Genova, the calamity from the sky, impacted Earth. This must be the place. Wait for me. Oh shit, the pendant's gone. This is as far as you can come. From here on is my world. You can't enter. What do you mean? You're a subordinate, fake persona. That's why. A subordinate? A fake persona? Yes. He has part of my memories from back then. He has sealed away the very meaning of my existence, my drive, my motivation, my subconscious id. Id being reason to be in psychological? Yeah, psychological terms. The two beings that live inside a person are ego, their own desires, and id, their reason for being. And when those two are at war, that's when you get evil in the world, according to the original theory. Because of that, I became a basic blank persona. And on top of that, I constructed a new persona based on my experiences since then. That is what you are now. Him. You mean father? You call him father? He who never did anything for you? Because of his cowardly behavior. If only he had been able to protect me. If he had done that, Mother wouldn't have died. Didn't my mother die right after I was born? What really happened to my mother? Tell me. You don't need to know. You'll disappear soon, along with your basic persona, the coward. I'll rule my being through the power of the existence. Of course you don't know, but it is etched in my metaphysical... What the fuck is that word? Metaphysicotic memory. What the fuck is that word? That's an insane word. Copy word. Paste into Google. My app is having some trouble with it. Supposed transmigration at death of the soul of a human being or animal into a new body of the same or different species. Oh, rebirth. Okay. Never heard it yet. Oh, yeah. Psi, not fizz. Okay, thank you. Metempsychotic memory. Your persona is fake, so you'll never stand on the stage of consciousness. You'll never be able to take charge of the memories from your past life. I know the dreams and hallucinations. I've seen them many times. Them, I showed them to you on purpose. To break the seal, I chose to weaken the power of your existence. If your mental energy is weakened, I can become free to do as I wish. No, I think that's me misunderstanding Horizon. The word itself does basically mean reincarnation. It's the spirit finding its way back to a new body. So that makes sense in the context. Oh, what you said, I see. Ah, right, autocorrect got you. Okay, I see. Thank you. It's all right. Grump corrected your correction. We got there in the end. I needed help, but we got there. If your mental energy is weakened, I can become free to do as I wish. What? There are still things inside you which haven't been shown yet. Huh? Someone's coming. It's probably your friends. They must have followed me. Where are you going? I came to re-establish contact with the existence. to tie together all the threads of your memories since ancient times, and then cut them off. That is the fate of the contact. All is ready. It's time for the true awakening. I will eliminate all those who were full of hypocrisy from the very beginning. Wait for me. Id? You just stay here and observe. Oh, this is a crazy-ass story, man. This is a real crazy-ass story. What is this? Told you, mate, North Crater. If you look around, you might find Neo Bahamut. There he is. Fuck. Jesus, I've never been so on the nose accurate so quickly before. That's fucking crazy. Is that, for lack of a better term, Weltle Genesis? Or is that Fae? Fae. This must mean this is Weltle's transformed appearance. Shit, alright. It is Weltle Genesis. You're a tall. Yeah, speak and you shall receive. Like, that was instant. Hey, look, you might find Neo Bahamut. Hey, look, it's Neo Bahamut. Although, to be fair, that looks... It looks more Digimon to me. I'm getting, like, Mega Kabuteramon vibes. Oh, hello. Hi. How are you? You appear to be some form of epitaph. Those are never good in Square games. I was literally telling a friend about epitaphs the other day. And I may have even been today. I've lost all track of... Yeah, it was literally today. I've lost all track of time. Okay. What the fuck are you? And how do I put you on your arse? Well, first off, Animodarum. I should have seen if I could target the epitaph. Okay, you're damageable. I like that. Oh, you're id. Okay. That's an acceptable amount of damage. I can take that. Right. So, in that case, if you sail on... Think I can get anything else there? Yeah, just you. Hey, here you go. Have some defense. Enjoy being stronger. What do you have now? Either attack with non-elemental. Fuck it, we'll give it a go. Let's see how it looks. Oh, yeah, of course, it's the Yggdrasil cannon, isn't it? It's the Bombard. That is an unacceptable amount of damage. Right, you can stop that. Like, if you're just going to focus her, you can fucking stop it. Look, I was nice to you. I made you stronger. You're now much, much more powerful to everything except this one attack that I'm about to do. Enjoy it. That did 1,000 more damage? Right, so for you now... Don't think you have any spec ops that are worthwhile. So we just want to go in and attack and try and get our Death Blow 3 on the table. Seriously, stop it. I need her to be the one you don't attack. Like, kick Bart's ass, he's no use. See? I'm going to go with 5. 5 hits from Darm should kill him. That's our third. Yeah, that's fine. Attack him. With everything else on top, I reckon we'll just fall short of being able to use his Death Blow 3. That's 4. No, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be 7. That's 4. Where's your Death Blow? You have Death Blow 1 or 2? Oh no, it's Triangle X, isn't it? Not X Triangle. That's 5. I have no issue with you hitting him. We're in the territory of could die any hit now, but that's the 6th. Yeah. Almost like I can count it. It's almost like I can count their HP without actually knowing what it is. Oh, there's the other mech. There's the other one we saw in the cutscene. Okay, cool. Are you okay? Wiseman? It's already too late. Assist me, for I am about to exterminate it. Zohar is Deus's core, the slave generator of ether. It's the source of all their energy. After attaining its power, the freshly awakened id intends to annihilate this world. The contact with Zohar was meant to have been done after the unifying of Faye's true personality. Keep back. You again. You're always getting in my way. But I cannot be stopped by you. You who couldn't even protect his own wife and son. You cannot even bear to show your face to your son. That's why you wear a mask, isn't it? Khan. Son. That's right. This man is Faye. No, I mean my father, Khan Wong. Oh god, he's having a heart attack. Taking out my words alone. That's nuts. I mean, yeah, we saw that coming. A guy who knows our fighting style and is weirdly interested in protecting us and knows everything about us. That was obvious from the get-go. What happened to Faye? Id. Too bad. The new personality of Faye that you gave birth to, and all that work that your persona did to make him one. Perfect, unified whole has been wasted. He will be swallowed up by me. I won't permit it. I will destroy you first. As if you could. Sissy. Alright? Just going with the name calling. Mother died because of your cowardly behaviour, and as a result, he ran away from that reality by entering into his memories. And now I continue my existence bearing all that hatred. You wouldn't be able to imagine what it's like. I wasn't simply working to unify Faye's personality, you know. All that you and I feel, the sadness, the hatred, even though he also experienced such things, Faye needed to be encouraged to build himself up in order to be able to comprehend all of this. Faye should be able to understand all of your feelings now. But now you want to erase the one who understands you? To kill Faye? What is it that you want? Why ask me such a thing now? Your purpose is the same as his. My purpose is the same as his. Total destruction. That and that alone. Is this world so bad a place? The thing that there is only hatred inside of you? You're the one who made me this way. You and that woman. Admit it. Faye, can you hear me? Please, take this fistful of memories I am giving you. Become one with yourself and with me. Faye, where did the real you go? Remember, were you not going to help Ellie? Yes, this is inside id. A world filled with hatred and sadness. That's all there is here. Yes, now I understand. Id. Why you hate the world. Why there is nothing inside you. Nothing. Nothing was given to you. Deprived of all the happy memories. And yet, it feels pleasant. It almost feels good. Now I get it. There's no need to resist. I was originally just an existence that was created as a cover to hide id. So it would be better to return to that place. Let's come together. To wipe away everything, including ourselves. That's a Dave sound. Remember, were you not going to help Ellie? Ellie, that's right. Ellie. Got to save Ellie. What's this place? Baby ship. What's he done now? He only called you in here for his own sake. This is inside the shell of your basic character, the room of the coward. I'm sure you've been here many times before. I see, I remember now. In my dreams. Everything despised and unwanted he pushed onto me, while he shut himself up in that own little shell, the coward Faye. The basis for our personalities. Who are you? You're my... Hey, let's watch this together. This is my most treasured possession. By repeatedly replaying the times he was full of happiness, he lives in his own little happy world. While I'm still alive, only because of what's in those leftover dregs. Here, I'll show you everything about me. This is unnecessary. Ours was an ordinary family. Strict, reliable father. A kind and loving mother. Up till then, it was complete happiness. But one day, Mother suddenly changed. Oh, she became Miang, I see. She was like a totally different person. Oh yeah, we already knew she became Miang. Of course we did. From that day on, Faye lost his home. Father was away often. He had some important work. When Father was away from home, Faye was taken to a place with mysterious machines. Inside, there were many strangely dressed people. Many types of probes were injected into Faye's body as the start of some kind of experiments. The tests caused Faye much pain. Mother didn't come to his assistance. Young Faye had no way of resisting, but he was able to endure. Eventually, the experiments became unbearable. Many people gathered around Faye. These people had a high compatibility with the anima relics. This psychic contact with Faye was to force him to awaken. But no one could make contact with Faye. The power drawn out of Faye, regardless of his will, destroyed them all. This is unbelievable. Mother allowed this to take place? Psychic contact? What do you mean by awaken me? To awaken God, everything had to be in perfect order, with nothing lacking. Things divided in the past must become one complete whole again. Mate, you already are one complete whole. Countless people died before Faye's eyes. Men, women, the old, the young. Even demi-humans. Suffering, grief, fear, ecstasy, a variety of emotions and words lingered. And tumbling around Faye like broken dolls. It was a scene from hell. Liberate tutte met. In front of Father, she acted normally. When Faye tried to tell Father about Mother's strange conduct and the experiments, Father's mind was taken up by his work, and he didn't really listen. It was only a part hole. No, it was definitely... I was thinking a different kind of hole. Like, it was an arsehole. He thought it was just young childhood fantasies. Dad, Mum keeps doing experiments on me. That's nice, kiddo. I'll see you when I get back from work. Mum keeps killing people in front of me. Oh, what a mind these kids have got. And just plops off out the door. Father of the fucking year over here. But he didn't have to endure the pain much longer. Faye's subconscious discovered a way to escape from the trauma. Formed a separate persona to deal with things he didn't like or couldn't bear. Removed himself from out of harm's way. My role was to have all of the things he hated forced upon me. The moment they arose, from the time of my division from him, I was dominated by hatred. That hatred naturally turned into destructive impulses. I wanted to destroy everything. Mother, Father, the entire world. Finally, Father noticed Mother's odd behavior, but it was already too late. I had completely separated from that coward, my original self. The puppets were broken. Faye's heart was too. What would make Mother do such a thing? Mother repeated the experiments to study the power she knew existed within me. Yes, that woman, Mother, was Miang. That's a lie. No, it's true. Mother was Miang. You know that all people are Miang. You literally know this. That's right. Karen had become Miang. What is that you say? It's nothing special. Miang does not have only one host body. Miang's roots are sealed in the genes of all women. Any of them could become Miang. We literally know this. It just happened to be Mother's turn. Only Ellie was special originally. Karen, Miang, noticed that Faye's memory time axis has increased 2 or 3-fold. She then became convinced that Faye was the contact. Contact? Yes, I was the contact. That's why he called out to me. And why the time had come. All the time the Zohar reactors just sat there like, a fascinating story. Stop it, cut it out. Dad. Mom, help Dad. Hey Mom, why aren't you helping Dad? Dad's gonna die. Graf came seeking the power that existed within me, to return to his own body. You understand now, don't you? Graf is Lacan. We, his descendants who inherited his lingering thoughts and memories from him, know only too well. Divided 500 years... Okay, here we go. So this is the part I wasn't understanding. Divided 500 years ago, he would become part of both of us. Lacan became Graf. He destroyed everything on the face of the earth. He then mastered how to possess the bodies of others by dwelling in their minds. He was probably unable to do so after his contact with the existence. The bodies died, but Lacan's spirit continued living by possessing others. Right, okay. So, because Lacan can be reborn through DNA, and that as the contact, quote, Fae, is always reborn in the same way that Ellie is, as anima and animus, wrong order, animus and anima, because Lacan, when Lacan was the reincarnation of the contact, he separated his mind and his body, possessing somebody else. So the body died, which prompted the resurgence of a new one, which lived and died, lived and died, lived and died, lived and died, until eventually Faye came about. However, all that time, the essence of Lacan, the memories of Lacan, were actually passing from body to body to body to body as a separate entity. So that's why there's able to be a Lacan who became Graf, and also a reincarnation of Lacan, even though one still exists. Okay, thank you. I was waiting for that, and that was a thorn in the side of my thought process all this time. Like, of everything they've explained, that doesn't make sense. Now I get it. Thank you. He had come that day to return his soul, at last, to the perfect reincarnation of his physical body, the body of Faye. Father fought him, but he couldn't protect Mother or I. He pitifully fought on while coughing up his lifeblood. Graf made a mockery of Father, and Mother would not even help him when he needed her the most. As for their son, he couldn't take what was happening anymore. Miang's just like, sweet. He gave in to his feelings and released his power, and as a result, Mother died. Offloaded the results of his actions onto me, to avoid taking responsibility for killing Mother. He used me as a shield. I also killed Mother. He pushed all the bad things onto me, but kept all the memories filled with happiness and Mother's love to himself. And he shut himself away with those memories inside his own little shell, forever. This is the place. What you see before you is what he made. He just keeps hanging on to those memories. That's what this is. Stop it. Just stop it. These scenes. Are these all there is to us? Enough already. There's nothing here, just a world filled with deception and pain. It can't be helped. This is our world. This is everything. So many parallels in this to Cloud. Like, genuinely, how are these games being made at the same time? That's insane. I was a fool. It was all my fault. I was so busy with my duties in Shavat that I didn't notice Karen had changed. I couldn't save you when you needed my help. Save me? Ha! Why bother saying such nonsense now? It's not going to change anything. The only thing you can do now is die by my hand. Urg. Even still, I'll show you that I can save you. Dad? Stop it, Id. Father has done nothing wrong. I know. This one is the real culprit. Mother and Father had no choice. What's got you in Horizon? What's on your thought palette there? Thanks. Pass it back to me. I'm playing with Mother. Oh, it's a ball. I thought it was a sheep. Mate, that's some low-ass polygon, low-ass pixel shit. This is not reality. It's all lies. It's all fake. Oh yeah, no, the Cloud thing is... It's stark. The comparison between Faye and Cloud is insane. Like, I don't understand how two games this close together were being developed by the same company at the same time. But then again, that's not unusual for Square now I think about it. I mean, think about the design work for Sora from Kingdom Hearts compared to the main character from Bouncer. There's an unconfirmed rumor that the wrong artwork was sent to the wrong department, and that's why they look so similar, because they're fucking identical. It looks like a what-if story of Sora was a fucking badass, essentially. Happens all the time in Square. I mean, even go with, again, I was talking about this earlier today, about Final Fantasy games. Compare the drive of Sephiroth and the insanity of Kefka, and you have Kuja. Those two personas, those two parts of Sephiroth and Kefka, combined into a single entity, are Kuja from 9. They are the chosen one who was cast aside for a more powerful being, the one not chosen, and as a result, decided to become God and destroy the world. That's literally the first half of Sephiroth. The second half is Kefka. That is Kuja. They do it all the time. Why do all games feel so much richer in story? Because that's all they had. I studied video games at college, and I studied the development and, the way that stories progress in media. Apart from taking the hero's journey, which is a 12-step narrative program a narrative guide, on how to write a story that contains a hero. You don't have to use it, obviously. It's for a very particular style of story. So you'll know, once you understand the hero's story, the hero's journey, you'll see it everywhere. It is everywhere. So many people use it. And the other really common one is if your character's initials are JC, they're probably going to die and be resurrected for the greater good. They're going to sacrifice themselves for somebody else, and they're going to be resurrected and become stronger because of it. And JC is Jesus Christ. It's two very, very common literary parallels that are in a lot of things. It happens all the time. And you will see it, now it's been mentioned to you, if you remember it, you'll see it everywhere. But back in the day, when we were on NES, and all you had was, an 8-bit sprite, you can't get emotion from it. You can't get any expression from a 8-bit. You just can't. So you've got a static face that can, at best, open its mouth and close it to make it pretend it's talking. It can close its eyes, it can tilt its head back and move its shoulders up and down so that it looks like it's laughing. There's so little you can do that the only way you can keep people's attention is by having an amazing story. So the story was the most developed part of the game. You built the story, you made it what it was, you made it everything you wanted to be, and then you built a game around it and adjusted it to make it fit the narrative. You adjusted the story to fit what was capable in the game. As games became better, and you had better sound quality, you weren't relying on MIDIs anymore, you had better graphics, and you could actually have facial expressions. Final Fantasy X being the first proper Final Fantasy that ever had an actual smile in it. I mean, think about that for a start. Up until Final Fantasy X, nobody smiled. Even in 9, their mouths were linear. They were locked in place. So, the whole thing of Titus, laughing with the fake ha ha ha, just force your way through it. It's a show of emotion that couldn't happen up until that point. You just couldn't do it. 1999 was terrible, unless you went in for something like, things like Spyro of the time was starting to do it weirdly, where a dragon was much more easy to compose a facial expression for, because we don't know what a dragon looks like when it's smiling. If we get it wrong, that's fine, it's a dragon. Whereas if we get it wrong with a human, it's Uncanny Valley, and it doesn't work as much. So, as graphics became better, and you were able to tell a story through other means than narration, the stories start to suffer because you didn't need as much budget for it. You didn't need as much development for it. So the better the games became, the worse the stories are told. And it's a similar parallel to books. Books only have the story. They have the imagination. Games are able to aid your imagination by giving you a visual prompt. In books, you only have your imagination. When audiobooks started and radio dramas started, they were able to add other things. They were able to add separate voices, so you didn't have to imagine them yourself. You know, you didn't have to explain. He said in a gruff voice, or she had a husky lilt and things like that. You could just have an actor who did that. And then you could have music accompanying it. So this scene that was meant to be really tense, you didn't have to say he felt a sense of dread. You could just play music and people got the feeling of it. And then as it came to TV, and we had to go back to silent movies and things like that, again, the story took priority, but still the telling of it was done through facial emotions and things like that, until we got sound as well. And then again, the story started to get worse and worse and worse, and then CG came in. So we're able to add these effects and add these elements that just you're not capable of having. Or if it was in a book, you had to say this is what was happening. He jumped inside his Gundam, the door closed. You know, it rose from its knees, shining in the early morning sunlight, drawing the sword from the scabbard on its left. That's, if you're sat reading that, you're doing it at your own pace, you're taking it slow, you're reading it at your own length, and you're taking the time that you need to understand it. In a movie, that's 4 seconds, done and gone. It's not as impactful, it's not as important. And genuinely, that is why stories in older games are quote, better. Because they had to be. That's all they had. If it's the only medium you've got, you really focus on it. And that's why I love retro games, because retro games feel more alive. They feel like they've got more personality. And it's something that I think this new one, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, it's brought back. And I don't think it's ever really gone away. There's always been games who try to do it. Final Fantasy and Square Enix have always tried to do it. Dragon Quest has. There's so many who do it. But the problem is that the games that are popular are not these anymore. We've passed that era. Kids don't want to sit down. People don't want to sit down. I'm not going to say kids because it's not. Adults don't want to sit down and spend 40 hours on an RPG. They don't have the time. They've got work. They've got lives. They've got social activities. They've got kids. They've got programs. You know, we live in a world where most people, while watching Netflix, are also browsing Facebook or other things. You know, they're constantly doing 3 things at once. They don't have time to sit and immerse themselves in a 40-hour narrative anymore. So that's not what the focus is anymore. Everything's done on snap media. And, you know, the whole joke at the moment going around with it, because it's something I keep up with a little bit, is that the average attention span is 10 seconds. Anything more than that and the person's bored. If a video on Snapchat is longer than 10 seconds, after 12, the person swipes, they've gone. That video is gone forever. That content is deleted from their history, from their archive, and they can't go back and view it. It's just, I don't care. It's longer than 10 seconds. Gone, 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 gone. And everything is now. We don't have the time to sit and enjoy this. And that's genuinely why I love this time slot for streaming. It is, how to word this? It's the quiet hours of the day. There's no traffic outside. There's no noise. No one's going to phone me. No one's going to knock on my door. No one's going to bother me. And there's also no, and this is another thing of it as well, there's also no one online. All of my active day-to-day social group is, they're 9 to 5 workers. So they're in bed by midnight at the absolute latest, except for one of them who's probably up now because he's a fucking psychopath, even though he's got work. Next weekend, he's fine. It's a 3-day weekend. He's definitely up. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to go into Discord. Yeah, he's up. I can see straight away. He's still online. He's a fucking nutter. And that is... So there's nobody going to ask me to play a game. There's nobody going to say, hey, do you want to play V Rising? Hey, I'm playing some Gundam. Hey, do you want to jump in on some Monster Hunter? It's a quiet period where I can sit and enjoy myself. I can do what I want to do. I can take time to immerse myself in a story. And for a start, I can share it with you guys. I absolutely adore streaming these. This is one of my lowest viewing hours. People just don't care. And again, that's telling of the industry. Go and look at any Call of Duty release on Twitch or Monster Hunter release and compare it to Candela Obscura, which is one of I would probably say that Candela Obscura has a bigger viewership this week than Final Fantasy 16 did on its opening week. That's an assumption, and I will go and check it after the stream. But I think Candela Obscura is probably one of the most watched and played RPGs of the last decade, with the possible exception of the Final Fantasy VII remakes. And yeah, you compare the best we've got to an average Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota. Not the same. I bet there are more people watching Fortnite on an average day than Candela Obscura has ever achieved. And I would put money on that. I would be willing to put a lot of money on that. It's just, that's not what the world is anymore. It's, yeah. Yeah, no, that's all I've got to say about it. There's really nothing else. It's fascinating to watch, and it's fascinating to have lived through. And for a person who grew up in the 80s and 90s, to see the evolution that we did from a ZX Spectrum to a PlayStation 5, that is 6 generations of console. 7, technically. And it is phenomenal. If you'd have told me what we could be playing, if you'd have told me what Xenogears looked like when I was playing on a ZX Spectrum, I'd have called you a liar. If you'd have said, in 10 years' time, you are going to have full-color graphics where people are individually articulable, and also there'll be 3D graphics on top of 2D, and everything is full color, and even in some case, fully voiced. Get out of here. You're an absolute madman. 10 years. That's all it took. And honestly, progression is slowing down in that regard. You know, the advancement we made between the ZX Spectrum and the PS1 is more than we made between the PS1 and the PS5. It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And I say I'm happy to have lived through it, and I'm happy to have seen it, but I am sad at the loss of it. And it's nice to see games like Clair Obscur come out that show that there is still profitability in it, and that Baldur's Gate 3 can come out and go, people like the narrative, they want choices, and that you can make something like Abiotic Factor, where graphics don't matter, it's about the gameplay. And that I think is the best takeaway from it all. Yes, what we had as a source, as a primary as kids, isn't the primary anymore. You know, these big spanning multi-million-dollar games that are the best selling on the market, they're not the same games as they were, because the zeitgeist has switched. But the choices we have now are so much better. And I've said this every year since 2016. It keeps getting better. If you cannot find a game that you enjoy playing, you are either A, not looking hard enough, B, not understanding what it is you actually enjoy, or C, do not like gaming. You're keeping yourself in a hobby for nostalgia. And you shouldn't do that. You should find something you enjoy. Because you give me a genre, and you give me a type of game, and I will find you a game you enjoy. I will find you a game within 24 hours. Steam is a treasure trove of hidden gems, of games that you have never heard of that are absolutely amazing. And if you like your old school Final Fantasies, we can find something like that. There are an absolute metric shit ton of RPG Maker games being released every day. They are out there. You know, you can go and find Sea of Stars. Got an expansion coming soon. You can go and find retro snowboarding games. You can go and find Mario Party games. You can, hell, beat 'em ups are getting a resurgence at the moment. That's something I'm loving to see. Things like Streets of Rage and Battletoads, even they're coming back. Because everything is viable. Not everything is multi-million-dollar profit, but everything is viable. Yeah, so I don't want to go on about it for too long, even though that was a 10-minute rant. But that's, to answer your question, that's why stories in the old feel better. Because they were. They still exist, they're just harder to find. And again, back in the day, you bought a game a month. When was the last time you only bought one game in a month? Every single month I get 8, minimum, because I'm on Humble. Every single month I get that Humble choice. I have a minimum of 8 games I can play that month. That's not including the backlog of games I haven't got through, the retro games I play on emulation and proper consoles, and also the new stuff that I buy. It's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. You just got to find it. And again, this comes back to the primary point. People don't have time. People don't want to sit and wade through Steam. People want it spoon-fed to them. They want it handed to them, and that's not an insult in any way. That's not me saying people are lazy. We have too much else to deal with. We don't have time to sit and find these things for ourselves. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Right. Anyway, I've actually put a marker on that because I think I'm going to do something I don't usually do, and I think I'm going to take that out of the stream and I'm going to put it on YouTube because I think that's something that I think that's a fairly good point to be made. That, and it's a point that other people have made. I'm not going to say I'm the only one, but I think that's good. I'm gonna with it. The problem is, as I've said, it's over 30 seconds. No one's going to watch it. No, get out. This is my room. I thought you would always be with me. Why won't you see reality? Happiness, sadness. Oh, this is a different guy. Happiness, sadness. Aren't these all parts that combine to make the whole? Why won't you show him? Why don't you also show id? Oh, no, that isn't id talking. Oh, that must be Faye. Why don't you show id what you always watch? No, that's mine. I don't want to show it to the person who killed Mother. You should talk. You're the one who killed Mother. No, I didn't. You did. I did not kill her. Mother didn't care for you. Father didn't notice either. That's why you killed her. I didn't kill her. I didn't. Knock it off. We killed Mother. It's no one's fault but ours. It's not because she became Miang or because Father didn't notice. Don't look outside for the reason. Don't blame anyone but ourselves. Yes, Mother was Miang. And I know that you suffered. No one could have endured it. Achievement unlocked. Content! I'll have you know I have 17 subscribers. Booyah! I have more, technically, I mean, it's obviously no money in it, but I technically have more subscribers on YouTube than I do on Twitch. But you can't push it onto id alone. We are the one person who must all become... We are all one person. We must become one. Right, Faye? Walk on your own 2 feet. Face up to the reality that you didn't want to see. Show them to id. Everything you took for yourself. Again, I feel like there's something different there. I feel like the way that Miang's drawn there is pointing towards him and raising her hand up. It feels like Miang drew that out of him. That she was like, okay, you want to save your father? Fucking do it. And drew the power out. Oh shit, she dived in the way. Fuck, wasn't expecting that. Lies. That woman. This scene. All illusions he made up. My consciousness can see through this trick. I won't be swayed. Id. That's enough. Doing that isn't going to solve anything. Mother saved us at the last moment. That is the truth, right? The reality is all grim. My power didn't save anyone. It only destroyed. I thought that I could only make a connection with others through destruction. So I had to destroy it all. People, the world, even Ellie. No, that's not the case. We can save others, just as our mother did. Despite being Miang, she saved us. Our power can save people. We can save Ellie. That's a first. Mother being so warm. To me, she almost seems too warm. Kick him in shit. I don't know why I wasn't give it shit. Just run up. Yeah, fuck you. Faye, take the memories I have within me. I must know what it used to be like up until now. Know our identity, about who we are, then figure out what ought to be done. Our integration is not yet complete. going back to the cloud thing, even this is the exact equivalent of Cloud being in the live stream and Tifa reliving his memories and being, no, that's not what happened. I was there. This is what happened. You've put yourself behind a barrier. You're remembering it wrong to protect yourself. How fast are those? I get this is in slow motion. Abel? Oh, it was Abel, the original version. I was wondering when Abel was going to come into it. Cain being the Emperor. I just can't hand our child over to you. And that's where she went crazy and exploded and killed everybody. Liv. So these are all different versions of their lives. This is all the rebirths and the times they met. Except that's the one that was in the painting. Lacan? Live. So she always dies for Lacan to live. That's been the constant throughout. If God doesn't exist in our world, then I will create God with my own hands. What is this place? Execution site? You turn on me. I thought we were friends. What? Who is it? I know I adore this song. Did I cause this? What happened to me? What have I become? Live. As that was fading in, the mech looked like Ganondorf for a second. I will live. So that's when he became Graf. Even if I go to hell, I will live till the end of this world. Even if this world does not come to an end, I will destroy it with my own hands. Okay, so they essentially betrayed one of the versions of Lacan after Miang had died, after Ellie had died. Who is it? Who's calling me? I am... What is this light? I reside in Zohar. I am the beginning and the end, the first and the last. God? God. Some would refer to me as that, from a certain point of view. It is right to view me as such, but at the same time I am not. I am also a part of you, a part of me. I am defined by how people observe me. You are actually talking to a virtual version of me that you yourself create. I am your perception of me. I don't understand what you're talking about. Who or what are you? I am ChatGPT. Motherfucker, get out of here! In one word, existence. Existence? In actuality, I do not have a physical form. I am an existence of a higher dimension, a place you cannot perceive. But in terms you understand, I am the world where everything acts as kinds of waves. Oh, you're subspace. I get it. ChatGPT caught you off guard. Sorry, I couldn't help it. It is the source of this four-dimensional universe, the place where time and space is controlled. Fuck you, the warp. That's even worse. I'll settle for ChatGPT. Go back. Go back. The fluctuating void, the wave existence. What does such an existence have to do with me? Long ago, a modifier, or a pseudo-perpetual, infinite energy engine was created. That energy was named Zohar. That reactor was created by an ancient people from another planet to attain what is considered to be the ultimate energy possible within this four-dimensional universe. And they did a pretty good job. Eventually, those people used that same energy to create the ultimate interplanetary invasion weapon, Deus. Zohar was used as its primary source of power. But the unexpected happened. During the connection tests of Zohar with the newly completed Deus, the engine started to examine infinite potential phenomena. Okay, so it's not that the engine creates future anomalies to draw power from in the present. It's that it's drawing energy from subspace, or possibly the warp, or possibly alternate realities, yet to be explained. And once it did so, it started to use unlimited power and gained a level of sentience, and was exploring other means. One of which was potential phenomenon. Okay, fair enough. I'm okay with that. That's making sense so far. Requiring energy, the engine connected this dimension to the higher dimensional space. As a result, that reactor merged or synchronized with the wave existence in that higher dimension. Me. I descended from the point of contact created by the machine through the path of Sephiroth. Jesus fucking Christ, you are on the nose with these parallels. I mean, that's... Sephiroth obviously is not a reference to Sephiroth. Sephiroth is a reference to Sephiroth, which is a different entity. So, I get that, but again, with the parallels, my friend, or the domain you are in right now. We descended through the path of Sephiroth, which is the domain we are in right now. Oh, right, okay, the domain we are physically, metaphorically in right now, not the planet we are on. Okay, right, so this, we are in Sephiroth at the moment. Okay, I'm understanding now. And incarnated in the four-dimensional world. After I advented to the four-dimensional world, in order to stabilize myself here, I had to exchange or materialize my form and enter into the modifier engine. In other words, I became bound to Zohar, a cage of fleshly experience. Since the time I was bound in Zohar, I have always wanted to return to my own dimension. And I came to a conclusion. I'm getting big Trigun vibes from this. A living entity that is used to pull power from an alternate dimension. That's big Trigun energy, like it. I had to reverse the process. I went through to arrive here. I must be released by the one who instilled within me a special feature of this dimension. The will. That one is you. Decided it was me, a special feature? Yes. I was given a special attribute by a human by you, the contact. When you observed me, I was given a mother's will. So the original Lacan, after that version of Lacan, who was after Sophia's sacrifice, went out to find the Zohar engine, ended up instilling part of himself on the extra-dimensional being. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm sure you remember, after my descent, you had contact with the modifier engine Zohar. So she wasn't around from the start. I say she. This entity wasn't around at the start. At the crash of the ship, this was like 9,000 years later. No. Yeah. As the contact, being but only a child,
You defined my existence with your desire to return to your mother. Thus, I came to prepare the mother's will. That will is Elhaim. Yeah, I'm not feeling that vibes. I don't think that that's right. I think this has got to be something to do with the first incarnation. That's why Ellie and Lacan, Elhaim and Lacan keep coming back alongside Miang, who is a different reason. Ellie's disposition was influenced by me? Yes. My will was incarnated through a biocomputer, which was vital for Deus. After combining with me, the biocomputer evolved its functions, and that bioplant, even plant from Trigon, generated a central element. That is her. I was split by your contact. My physical form or flesh stayed in Zohar, while my will went into Elhaim, and my power went into you. Triforce, got it. That's why I waited to unite with you. And now it is fulfilled. My only remaining desire is to break this cage of fleshly existence. You and me both, love. You and me both. In order to do that, I must become perfect by combining with Elhaim, as well as my other split physical form, Deus. The only way to return to my original dimension is to destroy this physical body. In the four-dimensional world, Zohar is perfect, so in order to destroy Zohar, I need the strength that was attributed to you. Zohar can only be destroyed by the hands of the contact. What about Ellie? If Zohar is destroyed, what will become of Ellie? Zohar and Deus are one. He is bound to the system by another's will to become one with me. In order to release her, it is necessary to destroy the very system that serves as the Deus weapon. However, having been created as a weapon, the Deus system seeks to unify itself with all of you for a different purpose than that of mine. Originally, her release should have been performed by me, the one who desires to return back to the higher dimension. But I am also bound to the system just as she is, so I am unable to participate. You are the one who can release her from the spell. Just as Deus and I are inseparable, you and her are also inseparable. Alright, I'll destroy Deus and the Zohar modifier, and I'll save Ellie. You have experienced much loss and deprivation in your life. It is very tragic. Our contact and the resulting transference of power and will between you and I most likely played a factor in splitting your personality. I disagree. I can't blame anything on anyone beside myself. Regardless of what may have happened in the past, with the passing of time, the cause becomes more remote. It is a problem that comes from within myself, that I myself must deal with. I see. You have managed to accept those tragedies, to tolerate all things, to comprehend and find where you stand in this world. If you have succeeded to do all these things, I am sure you will succeed in what awaits you now. To liberate all of us, use the Xenogears, destroy Zohar. Wait, there's more I need to ask you. The system is awakening. Answer later. Save your data? Yeah, we'll save my data. Right. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get to finish this today. And I don't think the 20-minute rant I went on would have had much effect on that. This is a much longer disc than I expected it to be. So, right, plans. This is the first day, technically. We're -1 stream because of D&D today, but this is the first stream of my 4 days off. So we will be back tomorrow with the early shift. So that is Saturday, 7 PM my time. And that is going to be a bit of a weird one. I'm not going to explain to you what it is because it's something completely different that I've never done before. I've got a little bit of work to do on it tonight and tomorrow, but it's easy stuff that's left, so that's going to be good. So if you're about, I recommend you join in for that. It's going to be, hopefully, fun. And if it is, it's going to be something you guys can get more involved in future, as I add elements to it and add a little bit of participation for you. So we shall have to see how things go at first and how it works. And obviously this is going to have some teething issues, but we'll hopefully narrow it down. And then we will return to Xenogears on tomorrow's late shift, where we've now been given our final objective. So I imagine tomorrow will be the last one. If it's not, we still have one more late shift this week. This is the first of 3 late shifts, so we should definitely finish it this week. Not that I'm wanting to rush to the end, but this is part 15. At some point, it becomes beyond a joke. And while I am enjoying it, the more narrative style of this second disc isn't quite doing it for me. I'm loving the story, but I would have liked to have played the story rather than narrate the story. So, while I'll be sad to see it go, I'll be happy to move on to something else, shall we say. Xenogames are atypical RPGs in that they're the ones that people take the piss out of when they're talking about RPGs. You play Final Fantasy, so you like your 80-hour games then. It's been a long time since I've spent 80 hours in a single Final Fantasy. Except for Rebirth. Rebirth was fucking nuts, to be fair. I usually beat a Final Fantasy first playthrough in under 40 now. They're not actually as difficult as I was making them as a kid, because I was a moron, so... But yes, we shall do that. Unfortunately, there's no one for me to raid, because Wasted is probably on his way back from France right now. So I don't imagine we'll have a stream from him today, as it would have already started, but I imagine we will have one from him tomorrow. So you're going to have to go and find your own entertainment, I'm afraid. But thank you very much for joining me, for joining in, and for sending me on multiple tangents. There's been some fun ones in here tonight, and I'm going to have to go back through and double check my meanings on. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. So thank you very much, guys. Hopefully I shall catch you for tomorrow's Chaos, and if not, I'll hopefully catch you for the finale, maybe, of Xenogears. Enjoy.